Ashe, Grand Rising. Let's educate ourselves and let's learn a little something new today. Let's just dive deep. I asked AI, who is the deity Baal? I was looking up the Canaanites and asking who was the Canaanites and who was the Phoenicians and just asking certain questions for my book I'm working on. And I said, you know what? Who is this ancient deity, Baal? Because it said the Canaanites and all this worship, and I know all these really be aspects of nature and and how can I say it, supreme forces or forces outside of us that we can't control, like like weather, like storms, like things that we can't control, like water, like all this air, like things we can't control, like the elements we can't control and that we can't see that operates outside of us besides the animal kingdom and besides the mineral kingdom. We call it, we put names on it and call it deities, but it's really just cosmic forces. You feel me? Things that automatic go on if we was here or not. You feel me? That's just what people tapping into and worship into and giving things to, like when like you're a herbalist and you use plants or herbs, like they don't just go cut and chop down a plant and all this. No, they take what they need, from the herb. They take what they need, and just that's just my understanding. You heard me? I see how people try to demonize everything and make you run from everything and scared of everything, when it's just, if you was part of a culturally group or you was part of a tribe or a village, this is what you would be into. But by us being in one big ass continent as a socialism group, you heard me, they got people thinking for us and operating for us and just want us to operate on a work level. But while they operate for us as a like it's kind of hard to explain how we breaking this down. But let's check this out.
Certainly. Here's a more detailed answer about the deity Baal. Baal was a prominent god in the ancient Near East, particularly in Canaanite and Phoenician religions. The worship of Baal can be traced back to the Bronze Age, and his influence extended across a wide geographical area, including modern-day Lebanon, Syria, Israel, and parts of Mesopotamia. The name Baal itself means Lord or Master in Semitic languages, and it is important to note that the term was used to refer to various gods rather than a single entity. Different city-states and regions had their own specific versions of Baal, and local variations in mythology and religious practices existed. In Canaanite mythology, Baal was often depicted as the son of the sky god El, who held a prominent position in the pantheon. Baal was considered the god of storms, rain, thunder, and lightning. He was seen as the one who brought fertility to the land, ensuring bountiful harvests and the well-being of the agricultural communities. As a result, Baal was closely associated with the fertility of the earth and the prosperity of crops. The stories and myths surrounding Baal often revolved around his struggle against various adversaries, most notably the sea god Yam and the chaos monster Mo. Baal's victories over these forces of chaos were seen as crucial for maintaining order and ensuring the fertility of the land. Baal was also associated with the sun and was sometimes depicted as a solar deity. This connection between Baal and the sun may have been influenced by the fact that the sun was seen as a source of heat, light, and life-giving energy. The worship of Baal involved elaborate rituals, ceremonies, and sacrifices. Temples and sanctuaries dedicated to Baal were built in his honor, and priests played a crucial role in performing the religious rites. Worshippers sought Baal's favor and protection, hoping for rain, fertility, and prosperity for their communities. It is important to note that Baal was not the only deity worshipped in the ancient Near East. The region was characterized by a rich and diverse religious landscape, with various gods and goddesses venerated alongside Baal. Over time, different cultures and civilizations assimilated Baal into their own pantheons, resulting in variations in his portrayal and significance. With the rise of monotheistic religions, such as Judaism and later Christianity, the worship of Baal gradually declined. The Hebrew Bible, particularly the Old Testament, portrays the worship of Baal as a form of idolatry and a violation of the worship of the one true God. As a result, Baal became associated with false gods and pagan practices. In conclusion, Baal was a significant deity in ancient Semitic and Canaanite religions, associated with storms, fertility, and agriculture. His worship was widespread in the ancient Near East, and he played a crucial role in the religious and cultural traditions of the region. However, the worship of Baal diminished over time and is no longer practiced as a mainstream religion in the present day.
So we see how these is just aspects of nature, and Hebrew is just a language, and it's just a lot of things that we don't know that the elite had hid from us, but it's okay. Now, there's another thing I had pulled up. It said Baal, also known as Baal or Beelzebub, is a deity. Sorry if I said that wrong. A deity or originated in ancient Semitic or Canaanite religions. The name Baal generally referred to several different gods worshipped in different regions, and periods throughout ancient history. The word Baal itself means Lord or Master in Semitic languages. In Canaanite mythology, like I remember all these mythologists, oral stories of really like just finessing the listener to give them an interesting story, like this being a theory, like just this putting a little yeah on the story. You heard me? But it's really just all about you. It's really just esoteric, knowledge. That's all it is, man. So in Canaanite mythology, Baal was considered the god of storms, fertility, and agriculture. Who else we know is that? We know a lot of deities. You got your own. Sorry. Dang, come on, get them brain freeze. Nah. But at the end of the day, we know we got our Orishas. We know we got our comedic. We got our comedic deities. Like we know this is all over. I can't Neptune, but we got certain things and planets and like it just break down and all type of things that do this thing though. But let's finish. I'm sorry, y'all. The Canaanite mythology, Baal was considered the god of storms, fertility, and agriculture. He was often depicted as a powerful and noble deity who controlled the weather, bringing rain, thunder, and lightning to the land. Zeus. You heard me? Like that's the Greek mythology. Baal was also associated with the earth fertility, ensuring bountiful harvest and the prosperity of crops. So back in the day, they was praying that, oh man, what is this? Oh man, look at this, bringing us abundance of wheat to sow. You feel me? So all right, bang. What we was in Canada with my prosperity of crops. Different cultures and religions had their own specific versions of Baal, and worship of the deity varied. In some areas, Baal was believed to be the supreme god, while in others, he was considered one of many gods in the pantheon. The worship of Baal involved rituals, sacrifices, and ceremonies seeking his favor and protection. It is important to note that Baal and the worship associated with him were prevalent in ancient times and among ancient civilizations. Sorry, y'all. The worship of Baal has largely declined and is no longer practiced as a mainstream religion in the present day. However, Baal's significance in ancient history mythology remains notable. You feel me? So I just had to let y'all know that. Drop that right quick. I was on XAI. I go to XAI, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You heard me? And I just put together what I be wanting to do. I asked him a whole bunch. That's why I was right here. I was on this, asking him about the Canaanites. You feel me? Y'all want me to read that?
Certainly. Here's a more detailed explanation. The Canaanites were an ancient people who inhabited the region of Canaan, which covered parts of present-day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. They were a Semitic-speaking group and played a significant role in the historical and cultural development of the ancient Near East. The Canaanites established city-states and had a thriving civilization during the Bronze Age and Iron Age. The Canaanites are mentioned extensively in ancient texts, including the Hebrew Bible, where they are depicted as the inhabitants of the land before the arrival of the Israelites. Canaanite culture and religion had a major influence on the Israelites and surrounding civilizations. The Canaanites worshipped multiple gods and goddesses, with their pantheon including deities such as Baal, Asherah, and El. Over time, the term Canaanite came to represent a cultural and linguistic group rather than a specific ethnic identity. The Canaanites interacted and intermarried with other peoples in the region, and their culture and language eventually merged with those of their neighbors. As for Moorish Americans, the term refers to a religious and cultural identity associated with the Moorish Science Temple of America MSTA. The MSTA was founded in the early 20th century by Noble Drew Ali, also known as Timothy Drew. The organization emerged during a period of social and cultural transformation for African Americans in the United States. The Moorish Science Temple of America blends elements of Islam, Gnosticism, and African American cultural heritage. Its teachings emphasize the purported ancient Moorish roots of African Americans, claiming that they are descendants of the Moors who once inhabited North Africa and parts of Europe. The term Moor historically referred to Muslim inhabitants of the Maghreb, which includes modern-day Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. It also encompassed the Moors of Spain and Portugal during the medieval period. In the context of the Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Americans signifies the group's belief in their Moorish ancestry and their identification as part of a sovereign Moorish nation within the United States. Moorish Americans often adopt Moorish-inspired names and titles and may refer to themselves as Moorish scientists, nationals, or citizens. The MSTA emphasizes self-empowerment, knowledge of self, and the study of metaphysics and esoteric teachings. It's important to note that the beliefs and practices of Moorish Americans are specific to the Moorish Science Temple of America and may not reflect the beliefs of all individuals who identify as Moors or have Moorish ancestry.
Okay. So that was the Moorish signs. Y'all want me to do more of these videos like this, let me know, man. I stay asking questions and I just, put a couple of stuff together, man. Trying to see what is this real beef going on with the Israelites and the Canaanites. The Semitic against the Kemetic. What's really going on, man. Let's open your eyes, man. Stay woke, stay authentic, stay doing what y'all doing, man. Just start having fun. Just live life how y'all want to live life. Don't never forget that we are spiritual beings just enjoying ourselves. Facts.